breathe. Welcome to the place to be reviews, and I have to breathe because this article has been covered by a lot of the guys in the Fandom Menace. I talked about it on my live stream the other night. Talked about it on the podcast. Terminator Dark Fate director. Why Mackenzie Davis will scare the fuck out of misogynists. You go, girl. Yes, slay queen. Oh my god. This looks like Justin Bieber without, like, any semblance of muscle. Director Tim Miller is set to storm Hall H with Terminator Dark Fate. His new vision for the beloved Arnold Schwarzenegger action franchise, which Paramount and Skydance will release in November. Oh, we're blessed enough to get Charlie's Angels and Terminator Dark Fate this November? There's the soy boy face. Ugh, Jesus Christ, that's two shit movies. The Comic-Con vet has not only mounted blockbusters like Deadpool in San Diego, but has also been attending for 25 years. Here's his fanboy battle strategy. Oh, stunning and brave, stunning and brave. Deadpool is no indicator of how bad this movie's going to be. Deadpool's a great movie. This is not going to be, even I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan, this is not going to be good. Just the Terminator franchise, just let it die. Please, just stop. Because with every subsequent movie they make, it's a little more homogenized and watered down. It's like you start out with like David Beckham, and then by the time the gene pool's watered down enough, you get to like Sloth, and that's basically what they've done with the Terminator movies. And this right here, this is our Sloth. If I was a nerd, and I am, I always imagine reading about a plot or story and how it would feel as a fan. I can be objective that way, like I did with Deadpool. When I read online when we announced the film Terminator 6, for fuck's sake, why don't they let it die? I understand where those people are coming from. If it's not great, then we've had enough. None of the last few Terminator movies are great. This one's not going to be an exception. After Deadpool, there were a lot of projects I could have chosen, but I really wanted to see Linda Hamilton come back to personally continue her story as Sarah Connor. No issue there. Like James Cameron, I always find stories about women much more interesting than men picking up guns. Oh, so Deadpool wasn't about a guy who used guns and a lot of other weapons, but yeah. You go ahead and tell yourself whatever you have to there, Timmy boy. Jim's movies are grounded in reality. Avatar was grounded in reality. And fucking blue Smurfs with sharp teeth. And character just happened to have time travel and robots. I'm wired the same way. I want to give the audience a story about Sarah and these new characters and make everything else as realistic as possible. I want to sit in the audience and believe that this shit could happen to me. That's how I'm approaching it. It's really hard to believe because this guy just like everything he says is just soy based. Like this is just like dripping with like soy and like almond milk. It's horrible. It's kind of hard to believe he was the director of Deadpool. Mackenzie Davis and her character Grace feel like something very new for a franchise like this. What brought her here? Mackenzie Davis is nothing new for this franchise. Kristanna Loken did this in Terminator 3. She was the evil Terminator, the foil to Arnold's protagonist. And she looked badass, strong, and she still looked really feminine. Unlike Mackenzie Davis, who looks like Justin Bieber before he hit puberty. Before we brought in screenwriters, we did a room with novelists at my request because they're world builders and we're reinventing the franchise. I guarantee you after this one, I will fucking guarantee after this one, you are not reinventing anything, sir. This movie is not going to do well. One was Joe Abercrombie, the First Law series, who pointed out that Terminator films tend to have a trinity of main characters. One of those is the Protector, Kyle Reese character portrayed by Michael Biehn in the original, Jai Courtney and Anton Yelchin in the sequels. Joe came out with this idea that a new Protector from the future is a machine fighter. It's a painful life and they're scarred and they take a lot of drugs to combat the pain of what's been done to them. They don't live a long time. It's a very sacrificial role. They risk death to save others. And from the very first suggestion, it was always a woman. I'm going to find you a trophy somewhere around here. It was always the woman. You go, girl. You go. Who's this, Paul fucking Feig? Ugh. Like I said, no problem with the female character, but just the way this guy goes about it, it's like, you men, there's a woman Terminator now. You ain't shit. Oh yeah. What you gonna do when the LGBTQ-1000 runs wild on you? Oh yeah. When I climb up on top of the 50-foot high steel cage of Skynet and I crash down upon you with the intersectional feminist elbow. Jesus, it's just terrible. Where it was always a woman. We had to look for someone who has the physicality, but I'm very sensitive to. Are you fucking kidding me? The physicality. Look at Mackenzie Davis. She's built like a wet napkin. I didn't just want a woman who could physically fit the role, but emotionally as well. We want a tough badass. It's got to be emotional. So let's find this androgynous looking. What is it? Like the first time I literally saw this, when this poster came out, that looks like it's got the T-1000, the LGBTQ-1000 in Portland to Hamilton. It looked like 3 cosplayers in front of a green screen. Mackenzie really wanted to do it. She came after the role. She worked harder than anybody. Fierce. An early Dark Fate poster received backlash, calling Davis and her co-stars feminazis. No, we just said it looked like shit. And other chauvinist hate speech. I like how they go right to hate speech. It's just, if you're a chauvinist, you're a chauvinist. That's one thing. It's not like really hate speech. I mean, being a chauvinist, chauvinist depends on what they're varying degrees, of course. I'm not defending chauvinism, but everything is not hate speech now. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's hate speech. How do you think she'll be received in a room at the Comic-Con? If you're at all enlightened, okay, let's go back to woke speak. So if you're woke, she'll play like gangbusters. But if you're a closet misogynist, she'll scare the fuck out of you. Because she's tough and strong, but very feminine. No, she's not. I looked up this Mackenzie Davis. Oh, no, this is, I hate to say this. Fuck, I've smashed better. We did not trade certain gender traits for others. Didn't you, though? Didn't you, though? This is where, if I could edit, I would insert the Thor meme where him going, didn't you, though? Did you, though? Didn't you trade some femininity for prepubescent teenage boy body? I don't know. She's just very strong, and that brightens some dudes. I don't know about you, but I'm very I like ultra fit women. I really do. That's a thing. Not just because of the look of it, but about the amount of effort and the discipline that goes into doing that. Because I'm someone who takes care of myself. So that's always that's a cool thing, So no, that does not. There's a lot of guys like me. There's a lot more guys like me than you think, and we are not intimidated by strong women, not at all. That's a good thing. No, it's there's a small amount of guys who are absolutely intimidated by strong women, but in action movies and stuff like that, hell no. I was literally, just before I started recording this, I was watching Logan, and Laura is just shredding through people, and I am cheering on, and my son is 4 years old. He was loving that. A little violent. Logan's a little violent for him, but this is the first time I've seen it, really, honestly. I'd never seen Logan before. I don't know how the hell I missed it. I just never got around to watching. So let's get back to this shitty article, because I got the fan cast coming up in an hour. So she worked harder than anybody. Let's see. If you're at all enlightened, she'll play like gangbusters. All right. So if you're woke, you'll like her. But if you're a closet misogynist, she'll scare the fuck out of you because she's tough and strong but very feminine. Okay. You can see the online response to some of the early shit that's out there. Trolls on the internet. I don't give a fuck. Oh, this guy better be careful. He's gonna cut himself on that edge. Oh, what a fucking puto. God. Do you get feedback from James Cameron? James Cameron lowered the bar far enough as it is, making another 4 Avatar movies like anybody was clamoring for that shit. Jim has moved to New Zealand to focus on Avatar. I saw him a couple times when I got back from shooting, and I showed him a director's cut. Jim will come in and provide clarity and key moments about the goals of the franchise. He's great about looking at things and saying, this needs to be reinforced. He's like a diver into a pool. He dives to the bottom, jumps out, and the pool settles. He dives in again. He occasionally cannonballs. But it's incredible. Yes. Slay Queen. Stunning and brave. You're an executive producer on Sonic the Hedgehog, which was due out in November, but pushed to redesign the main character after fans protested. How was that experience? I'm happy they did, because as a kid, I really liked playing Sonic. It was, the first game I got with my Sega Genesis. And I always enjoyed it. So I was kind of excited when the movie, was announced, and then I saw it, and I was like, eesh. Sonic, I wasn't sure who was less attractive, Sonic or Cardi B. When Sonic arrived, the director, Jeff Fowler, was the best guy to do it. The redesigned look, I was with the fans, and so was with Jeff. And so was Jeff. This is a franchise, and it has to be great. When the shit hit the fan, I went over there and said, the most important thing to do, man, is say, I fucked up. He'd already sent a tweet out an hour before I got there. He's a good man. It was exactly the right way to handle that. The fans have a voice, too. There's a right way. There's a right way to listen. Have you seen any of the character redesign? In fact, I have, and I think the fans will be pleased. Yeah. So, my take on this, I'm not a professional film critic. I don't pretend to be. I can give a review of a movie from an average to probably a little bit above average fan's perspective, and honestly say that this movie does not look good. It doesn't look good. It looks cheap. It looks like a sci-fi channel, just above that a little bit, like a direct-to-DVD movie. It looks bad. So I don't know why they think, and this is the first thing, you just start attacking the fans. Why Mackenzie Davis will scare the fuck out of misogynists, by Matt Donnelly. He's woke as fuck. God, Matt. Stunning and brave, man. I'm just gonna have this fucking attitude now about this, because this article is absolutely. This is not an article. Look, I'm not a professional writer, nor am I a film critic. I happen to be quite an excellent writer. That has always been my skill, although I have never really applied it to real-world experience until I started reading so many of these articles and noticing how poorly they're constructed and written, and there's just no editing done. So this is why, big shout out to Tap, I am editing my friend's forthcoming American manga. That I interviewed him, and he made the announcement on my podcast, Place View Reviews. So yeah, I'm a good writer, and I'm an even better editor. So these articles are pretty much garbage here, but this is the kind of stuff that the Access Media wants to throw, and they want to target the Fandom Menace. Hang on, we got to get a sip of water for the working man here. Out of my Yeti. Those things are amazing. But seriously though, it doesn't look good. Mackenzie Davis is not a believable lead. It doesn't look like anything. It's androgynous, and I'm saying it because I don't want to assume its pronouns. I can't roll my fucking eyes hard enough for that. But yeah, this is just ridiculous. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, from an average fan's perspective, I don't like being condescended to because I'm not an idiot. I don't like being condescended. I don't like being generally just fed garbage and expected to just lap it up, kind of like Disney does with its fans with Star Wars. And if I don't just lockstep and fall in line, then I'm a racist, bigot, sexist, homophobe, chauvinist, misogynist, troll. Come on. Just make good movies and nobody will complain. And don't put a identity politics agenda ahead of entertainment and story just for the sake of woke points. Yeah, because these woke points, these aren't the tickets you used to get at Chuck E. Cheese. You can't just save them up. That doesn't work. So smash that fucking like button if you would be so kind as to do that for me. I will be on the fan cast here in about an hour, a little less. We are doing a Night of the Demons watch party that is free on YouTube. You can find that. Just search Night of the Demons. Go over to the fan cast on your other device. Listen to our commentary, though. All right? I will see you guys over there. I am Pete E. Tepelkui. This has been the place to be reviews. Like, share, subscribe, hit the like button, comment, do all that good stuff. I don't know what to do with my hands.